Yesterday, 23 years in prison for rape and a criminal sex act. That's what Harvey Weinstein is facing after sentencing yesterday.
There are murderers who will get out of court faster than Harvey Weinstein will. That number spoke to the pressure of movements and the public. That number did not speak to the evidence that came out at trial. That number did not speak to the testimony that we heard.
Harvey
thought
Engelmayer
he'd be here today. No one thought Harvey would ever see a courtroom. And even still, no one gave him more than 10 or 12 years.
Harvey's spokesperson, Juda Engelmayer, is joining us now. Of course, you know that your client was transferred to Bellevue yesterday. He'd gone to Rikers, had chest pains, went to Bellevue. You spoke with him last night.
Yeah, so he called his lawyers, he called me, and he called Craig, his prison consultant, and just to explain that he just didn't feel well. He felt collapse actually, and the folks at Rikers thought it was best to send him back to Bellevue for care. You know that he had an angioplasty done last week. So,
what was his state of mind? Did he seem like he was despondent? Was he crying? What was he like?
Despondent. Very disappointed, very down. I think this is probably the lowest point of his life, and I think he's looking at never seeing the light of day again. He is just not the same Harvey that I knew.
He did read a statement there. He said that he was remorseful.
Right.
Tell us what else, and was it something that had been prepared for him, or was this him off the cuff?
He has been preparing for this for a long time. The truth is he wanted to testify during trial as well. And there was something called the Sandoval motion, which the judge pretty much ruled that if he testified, then all those things that came out in those open documents that were released a couple of days ago would have come out at trial. All the bad acts, not sex acts or criminal acts, but even just mean, angry things, and everybody would have been able to testify. That was what the judge ruled. So he was actually prevented from testifying, or else that could have made his situation worse. So he wanted to read this statement, which was talking about how he felt what happened. You saw that he has remorse for making people feel bad, for treating people poorly, but he still believes that these were relationships that he had with the women.
That they were consensual.
That were consensual relationships. And he said, I wish there, he looked at Jessica and Miriam and said, I hope there's something about our relationship that you still remember that's good.
But he also, I'm sure, first of all, you guys helped him prepare a statement,
We
right?
helped him prepare a statement,
And then what happened?
He read some of it, and a lot of it was his own script.
So the part about being a scapegoat, was that something he freelanced on, or something that was part of the script?
I think that was one of our red lines.
You didn't want him to say he was a scapegoat.
You know, whether or not it's true or we believe it, or what the real issues are, that's not proper. We didn't think that was the right approach for where he was. But then again, the judge already walked in predetermined, so it made no difference what he said. And Harvey wanted to speak, and I'm glad he had that opportunity to do so, because that's what he's been wanting to say for a long time. So he had that opportunity, and he used it.
But he's also facing now L.A. charges, right?
Right.
So what's the status with that?
Well, yesterday we got word that L.A. is already starting extradition procedures. So he's going to be facing that. We don't know how that's going to work out yet, but he'll have to at some point go to Los Angeles to be arraigned, and then either serve time in L.A. or come back to New York until the trial's ready in Los Angeles.
Do you worry about his mental state? I'm sure, like, his victims don't care what happens to him.
Right.
But do you worry, because you've had a relationship with him for a very long time, and
he is.
Do you think that he would harm himself?
I don't think he'll harm himself. I think that he's at a low point where the will to live is slipping away. He won't actually do anything to himself, and he wants to get past this if he can. He will continue fighting the best he can, but I do worry that his physical body is not holding up well.
Like and what's the problem?
His heart is his big issue right now. He's had heart problems in his family, and when he went to Rikers last week, he got sent to Bellevue and he had angioplasty done. And the same thing now, as soon as he went back to jail yesterday, he was in Rikers, and within 20 minutes, the infirmary thought to send him back to Bellevue because he just almost collapsed.
Didn't he also fall at one moment when he was in Rikers?
On Saturday. Yeah, on Saturday he fell because he's not using a walker. They don't let him use the walker. He has to use a wheelchair, and he has to wheel himself usually. He doesn't usually get an attendant, so he doesn't like doing that. So he tries to walk on his own, and doesn't do the best job of it somehow because he's not steady.
Do you think the judge would put him in a hospital jail?
The judge has no say. It's the Department of Correctional Services who does it. The judge recommended what we recommend, that he needs medical care, so they'll put him into a facility ultimately that has medical care.
You know, the last time you were here, Judah, you and Arthur Ardella were talking about Harvey's children.
Right.
And he explained to them that there was a possibility that he was going to go away for a long time. Have you had any opportunity to get an update on how the kids are?
we're not allowed to, we don't want to bring them up and talk about them. I know that they're fine, and I know they're doing okay. I don't know how they're taking the news of this. I don't think that they realize what's happening yet. Like, his older kids know, but his younger kids just think he's like away on business right now, and it's going to take a little bit to sink in that business might not end. What
was his reaction when his 2 ex-wives would not write a statement on his behalf to the judge for leniency?
I think he's going through a difficult time all around, and he's finding that there are people who have either people who dislike him and don't want to write statements for him, or people that feel if they write a statement for him, they'll be ostracized in their life too. And he doesn't want to cause anybody any trouble, because we've had the experience when we've had a lot of people come to us saying, I want to help out, but I lost my opportunity, I lost my retail position, I lost my acting job, whatever it is. Because I support him, I can't do that. And Harvey didn't want to put anyone in that. If anyone felt they were uncomfortable doing it, he didn't want to push them.
Juda Engelmayer, thank you so much for coming
on
Good Day New York and telling us the latest on Harvey Weinstein. All right, it is